Burning Crusade officially launches this week on February 5th, and this gives us a 2-week window until Season 1 begins and raids open on February 19th. So in today's video, we're going to go through everything you need to know so you can fully be prepared. Now, the first thing to talk about is, of course, the leveling. Traditionally in World of Warcraft, your goal is to get to maximum level as quickly as possible so you can get straight into the new content. However, for TBC, this is not the case. You see, the TBC expansion revolves heavily around reputation so that you can unlock heroic dungeons later on. So really, you should see your level 60 to 70 journey as getting as much reputation with the different factions as possible, and you'll naturally get experience along the way. The goal isn't to get 70 as fast as possible, the goal is to have all your reputations in line and your achievements done so you can start running heroics. Now, I understand there are a million different videos on YouTube right now suggesting the best routes, so I won't go too much into it. But you'll basically run a route that suits you and gets all your reputations to revered. A super quick example is this. You'll run Blood Furnace to 61, Slave Pens to 63, Mana Tombs till 66, then you'll do your Caverns of Time achievement and 1 Old Hillsbrad Foothills, then you run Seftek Halls to 68, start your Karazhan achievement at 68 running Shadow Labs for your first key fragment, Shattered Halls until 69, Steam Vaults to get your second key fragment, and then finishing your Cenarian Expedition reputation, and finally you spam Black Morass until you're level 70. After this, you'll get your Flying Mount, fly into Alcatraz for your final key fragment, and then one last Black Morass for the Master's Key quest. And then bang, you're level 70 with your Karazhan achievement done, revered with Honor Hold, Cenarian Expedition, Keepers of Time and Lower City. Hopefully you also picked up some pre-bis along the way, and now you can start spamming heroics straight away. Sounds easy, right? Well, if you want to do everything with minimal effort, you should check out today's sponsor, Zygor Guides. Zygor make guides for World of Warcraft, and using it is honestly like a cheat code. Not only do you get one of the best leveling add-ons included, you also get guides for reputations, dungeons, dailies, professions, and so much more. One of my favorite features though has to be the Gold Guide. The Gold Guide does all the legwork for you and finds the best farms, auctions, and flips for the most profit. Plus, it has an easy to follow tooltip indicating the best times to buy and sell items so you can be ahead of the pack on the market. Now, Zygor is a subscription-based add-on, but it covers all versions of World of Warcraft, so whether that's retail, MOP, Era, or TBC, it's all covered in one package. You can try Zygor for free using the link down below, but you can also use the code SEANO to get 10% off for life. A massive thank you to Zygor for hooking this up, but yeah, back to the video. Speaking of heroics, there are a total of 15 dungeons available, and Blizzard has confirmed that heroics will be pre-nerfed. This means for Phase 1, heroic dungeons are essentially the hardest content on offer, but if you want to get the best gear in the game, then you'll definitely be wanting to run these as soon as possible. Doing heroics gets you a new currency called Badge of Justice. Not to mention they also drop fantastic loot and gems. You can do 1 heroic dungeon per day, and each boss will drop at least 1 badge of justice. This means there's a minimum of 52 badges of justice available every single day. That's assuming you know life it and run every single heroic every single day, of course. Now, since we optimized our leveling route to get almost all reputations to revered, you can start running these heroics straight away. You will, however, have to manually farm your Shatar rep at maximum level, since you need a flying mount to enter these dungeons, so it's impossible to farm that reputation on your 60 to 70 journey. Once you've started your heroic dungeon grind and you're getting those badges of justice in, the next thing to look at is your reputations and any you may want to push to Exalted, since you can still do high level normal dungeons for reputations all the way up to Exalted. An example of this is getting Honor Hold reputation to Exalted for the Epic Spellblade, which is a really nice weapon. In this example, it's also worth doing the daily PvP quest in Hellfire to get the Honor Hold favor. Getting the Honor Hold favor increases reputation gained from monsters by 25%, so this can help massively. It's also a good idea now to start doing all the quests around the world that we didn't do on our leveling journey, as at max level these will give you huge sums of gold. Just doing Neverstorm and Shadowmoon Valley alone nets you around 5,000 gold, so it's definitely worth doing. Another major choice you need to make is choosing Aldor and Scryer, as you can only choose one, and this is where you'll get your best in slot shoulder enchant. Now, I won't talk too much about it, but it's a good idea to research which one is best for your class and professions. Failing that, if it's a marginal choice like it is for Mage, then the best play might be to choose which has the cheapest materials on the auction house, as this will be the cheapest to buy reputation for. In my experience, this is usually Aldor, but of course every faction and server is different. I just wanted to put that tip out there if you were on the fence of which one to choose, as you can save a lot of gold this way. You'll also want to get your professions in line and level them up to 375. If you're doing any cooldown related professions like spellcloths or alchemy, it's worth to get these cooldowns on as soon as possible. As you dungeon level up or when you're doing your quests around the world, be sure to keep hold of any primals or materials that will help you to get your professions up, as everything is super expensive early on. The next thing to talk about is of course PvP. While the arena season doesn't begin until the 17th for NA and the 18th for EU, you can still farm your honor gear during this time, and a really nice change in this version is that you can buy your blue set PvP items from the reputation vendors for gold. This makes PvP gearing so much faster than last time. For this reason, I recommend that you buy all of your blue pieces from the reputation vendors and then use your honor and marks for the epic off pieces. Hopefully you've already prepared your honor cap and have 100 of each mark, so you can buy quite a lot of items straight away. These epic items will really help you with your heroic dungeon grinds, and some of these are best in slot, for example the braces for mage. So outside of your heroic dungeon farming, you'll probably want to find time to do BGs for the remaining honor pieces to get your gear in line for the upcoming PvP season. And as a reminder, you only need 1700 rating for the gladiator weapons, so it's a good idea to get geared and push rating straight away, as these weapons are really strong, even for raiding. And also remember, we get extra arena points this time around in TBC, so you'll be able to get these weapons fairly quickly, so it's definitely worth doing. Another big thing in TBC is daily quests. Sadly there aren't too many in phase 1, but there are a few you can do for extra gold and fun when you're bored. These are the PvP dailies in Hellfire, Nagrand and Terraca Forest, and the dungeon and heroic dungeon dailies. As I said, all are worth doing for their unique rewards, but it's also a bit of gold and some fun to do as a routine. I always like to start the day with a coffee and some daily quests. Not to mention, some of the best world PvP moments I've had come from doing the Outland PvP dailies. So yeah, get them done. From phase 2 onwards, we'll see a lot more dailies for a lot more gold, but I'll cover that in the future. Now the next thing to talk about is the Darkmoon Fair, because at the time of making this video, it looks like the fair is dropping 1 week earlier. It should be coming from the 9th of February, but when this video is out, it's likely already arrived in Mulgore, so be sure to go and grab the well buff in preparation for your leveling. All classic well buffs will last until level 63, so it will give you a nice boost in your dungeon leveling. It's also worth noting that the exotic goods vendor sell all kinds of TBC materials, including terracones and ancient lichen. It's worth to look there throughout the week to see if you can grab any bargains. The new Darkmoon Fair trinkets won't be available until phase 3, but having DMF early for the world buffs is a really nice touch by Blizzard. So yeah, in summary, TBC is launching on Thursday, and you've got 2 weeks to level, get your reputations up, start farming your heroics and pre-bis, do PvP for gear, do quests for gold, and have some really fun in daily quests along the way. So all in all, it's pretty easy, right? I'm honestly so excited for the launch of TBC. It's such a great expansion, and I can't wait to get stuck into the grind. Hopefully this video helped you, and if you enjoyed it, please give the video a like. But yeah, best of luck to you all. I hope you have a super fun launch. Enjoy every moment of it, as we don't know if we'll ever get it again. But yeah, thanks for watching this video guys, and have a lovely day.